Howdy, y'all. If you're already here, you figured it out. I gotta put numbers on this damn thing. Now comes for the hard part. Figuring out how to put the right numbers exactly where I want them. Judging by what I'm seeing here of the grain pattern, this side is off limits, obviously, because this side is beautiful as far as the grain goes. The grain on this side is pretty horrible. And the grain on this side, likewise, is pretty horrible. And it's kind of wrong to do it this way. But it's going to end up with the VR on the side that's facing to the person. I don't control the grain. I didn't tell this pipe that these two sides here need to be so pretty I can't go any farther, and that these two sides here need to be, well, they're okay, but numbers ain't going to hurt it either. Here's my number press. Make sure I got these the way I want them. Just remember, if you're doing this at home, don't do what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I'm an asshole. Now, using the power of the foot, give it a little press, and we've got VR. Alright, so what I've got so far is, see if we can't find a good angle to show that. So we've got VR2, then over here it's going to be an 01 and a 1. Or sorry, 02 and a 2. No, 02 and a 1. Hell with it, I don't know. It's going to be some numbers. Alright. Well, there it is. See if I can't get it in focus for you. Well, I can't see because it's so bright out here. Alright, barely you can see them. Barely you can see the numbers. Okay. There's an 02. And there's a VR21. Which is, of course, Voodoo Review in the year of 2021, but this is the second pipe, number two, so VRO2, so Voodoo Review, pipe number 2, year 21. And now, while I can't really do much of anything else, the reason it's on this so we can use this. Now, for any of y'all who are thinking, hey, I'm just going to dye a pipe, and you go out and you get that leather dye, if you'll take the top, I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but you leave that top on there, because it'll stain the shit out of your fingers and all that. You leave that top on there, and you just dip down into it with a pipe cleaner. Now, there's going to be a lot of people say, okay, they see what I'm doing, because it's pretty freaking easy. I gotta say thank you to Mike for teaching me how, because I could have been screwing this up for a long time. Just the dyeing all by itself, yes, can get easily screwed up. And normally this leather dye comes with this big, huge dauber. And you don't need that big, huge dauber. You don't need that dauber at all. I'm trying to keep this in frame, and I'm sorry if I'm not doing a good job. I'm not really watching the screen. I found that with yellow, if you want it to stay, go thick. It will stain the wood. Don't worry about that. Even a thin coat will stain the wood. But if you put it on real thin, or you dilute it down with alcohol, it will end up turning green. Y'all don't have to listen to me. I don't care. I've only done this twice, and first time I went really thin and it turned green. And the second time I went really thick. It greens up a little bit, don't get me wrong. It's going to green up a little bit. But the thicker you go, the deeper it's going to actually stay in that wood, even when you sand it back out. And you are going to sand it back out because it's going to be a non-glossy, ugly, yellow I've also found that if you're doing this in direct sunlight, just keep working it. If you want to wear gloves so that you don't get any of this on your hand, hey, go for it. Because it's going to make you look a little jaundiced. Of course, I have psoriasis, so I use extra heavy abrasive soaps on a regular basis. So I'm not worried about that yellow being on my hands. It's going to come back off. If you've put numbers on it, you will want to go across those numbers and dab it in there pretty hard. Numbers and letters, if they're flat and you do this last coat, when you sand back, that's going to, or when you press in, if you've done this last coat, it will not be stained in some spots because it will crack a little bit of that wood. Hey, and the sun's going away. So look at there. There's the yellow, jaundiced looking craziness all over my fingers. Before you put your stuff away, take the little bit that's going to be on top of the seal, rub that off of there. You can always apply a little more to your pipe. Normally, I'm not sitting here in the backyard doing this. Normally, I'm sitting in the studio doing this. Now, for those of you who like using a Falcon Bold pipe, you still have a very large portion of this which can be used as a moisture absorbing device. You're not wasting it. Now comes the tricky part. You gotta let it hang, preferably where you're not going to end up with a bunch of dust or dirt or debris or whatever. I have found that for me, I can take that little bit of a pipe cleaner and I can attach it pretty much to just about anything. Including slipping it right there into the little holes as provided by, well, my jaw horse. Y'all have seen this before. God, I hope y'all have seen this before. If you haven't seen the jaw horse before, I'm sorry. This might be new stuff to you. And to get the jaw horse so that you have a good metal plate to use, I would suggest taking off one of the rubber pads, which you can just barely see that I just put that back on. It attaches with a single screw. And I'm going to tell you, it just goes right back in there. So nice and easy. And that holds that rubber plate on there, which allows you to work on all of your pipe projects without marring your pipes. Snug that down, put your tools away, and that, my friends, is how we're done for the day already. A little bit of cleanup, mostly on me. And I got to put my little metal stamps away. So give me a second. So we're going to take the phone, set it here in the vise. These are the Pittsburgh 36-piece stamps. It is all you will need in the 1/8 inch size. If you feel like you need a bigger size, you are already screwing up. I bought the 1/8 inch and the 1/4 inch. It all fits right here in this little box. They're actually quite heavy, and the box sat right there on the fence and held the magnetic base that's holding up my phone right now. Jose, if I had the ability to cut and fabricate stems, I would definitely do it. Let me see who all's in here, because I would like to at least say howdy and hello to each and every one of y'all. Okay. Let's see, who do we have here? I see Todd and Jose and Ganjuana. Howdy, y'all. I appreciate y'all showing up today. I know that this is, well, I'm going to try and keep it down to right at about 20 minutes. So I'm going to be off of here pretty quick. So, in case y'all have never seen the jaw horse, that's pretty much it. That little stirrup looking thing is all the anything that I need to put the pressure on to push those stamps into the wood. And well, I gotta wait for 24 hours for that pipe. Ganjuana from Nebraska. Of course I notice you, sir. So yeah, I gotta wait 24 hours. There's nothing I can do with that pipe for the next 24 hours. And well, I'm hoping that the lighting was good. Y'all could see it pretty good. Well, each pipe I'm trying to do something a little bit different so that I can learn something a little bit different each and every time. And I think it's a process of learning. You never quit learning. If you want to quit learning, you might as well go ahead and start dying. And I ain't willing to die other than pipes in my hands. A different kind of die, huh? And anyways, from here I've still got to sand it, because I got to sand it back at least 800 grit to get that yellow nice and smooth. Once the yellow's nice and smooth, then I need to take some wax or shellac and coat it. Probably going to shellac it first, just because I know what I'm doing now. And then get some wax, get that on it, get it buffed up to a nice high grade shine. Howdy DDT. Sorry you missed most of the show. Luckily this is not one of those long shows. Now, real quick, so that we all know what's going on here. Later today I'm doing a tailgate. After that, Mike's coming on. He's doing a tailgate. But sometime between now and then, I've got a yabo from a guy named Ben Greenman. So you'll be looking for that video, if you know what I mean. Let's just say the video would be very similar to something you would say on Martin's live shows on Friday. And for anybody who wants to be let in on the joke, and oh my God, there was a joke, and it started last night, and I gotta say, I doubt that it will not continue. You need to go back and watch the Nashville Mafia show, because last night it was off the hook. We damn near gave away some of Mike's stuff. We need more people. All they got to do is come in and say howdy or hello or whatever, and make sure that Mike sees them. A couple of comments, a couple of messages to the people who are running the show, and you're out of there, if that's all you want to stay for. But if you don't stay, you don't win. So you might as well stay. And oh my God, there was a joke last night. I'm not going to say what it's about. It was absolutely hilarious. If you watch it, be prepared. Go with an empty bladder, because you'll piss yourself laughing. You're thinking I'm joking about it. No, it was supremely funny. Watch the show, read the comments, have a good time. Even better, show up next week. Those guys are outrageous, and their show gets lit. You don't like having a good time? Show up anyways. Alright. So I want y'all to do two things for the rest of the day and the week. First, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can on that. I say it often enough. It almost feels like it's by rote. Second, I want y'all to remember one simple thing. Long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you live at 5:30 Central Time later tonight. That's Thursdays for anybody who doesn't know. Talk to y'all later. Bye now.